become a Savage Skull? Tell us about that story.
Yeah, that was the end of the 60s, yeah. That was good times, man. When I joined with them, became Baby Skull, Young Skull, and, moved on through the ranks with my cousin. C2, he was already down with them. And by joining that, it's because, I had to find a way. I kind of lost focus in life after, horrible incident in my life happened in my family, so it made me look for I had to look for a different way because I needed to get this anger out that I had.
Yeah.
And I found it in them that they understood where I was coming from. And, just move on to the ranks with that.
Okay.
And it was good and bad times, too, because you had to do some bad stuff, everybody had to look out for each other, And not only that, to get down and be tough, you had to go through the Apache line. And that was no joke. And not only that, one time we were in, where was it? Near Fort Apache area, near Simpson Street? No, I think I was there. But they told me, you see that dude? It was a black dude leaning on a car. And they said, you got to go up to him and tell him what time it is. And you got to punch him in the face. I said, what? No. And they're like, yeah, don't worry, we'll be right here in the corner. Just run back here. So I went to the guy, and I said, yo, what time you got? He said, what? What you want to know? I said, I just want to know what time. So, everybody had watches, so when you go down, so he went to get his watcher. I was like, uppercut, crack. And that guy ain't going nowhere. He like felt it, but he ain't going nowhere. And he went, what motherfucker? So I ran, and I'm fast. I'm running, and the corner's coming up. I'm getting to the corner, right? Hollywood, everybody's there, hippie. I'm like, I get to the corner, I slow down. No one's there, yo. And this black dude's right there. And I'm like, I had to pick up speed again and get away. I'm like, why you guys left me? Hey, we just chesting. I'm like, nah, that guy got caught. That guy would have killed me. All that dude was talking about, I'm gonna stab you. I was booking, yo. So I got away, but
all right,
different times. And then also when we had rumbles and stuff, a lot of us younger guys, Baby and
as can be seen, Lucky Strike's concern was shaped largely by his previous involvement in the mostly Latino/A Savage Skulls gang. "I'd like this hate for black people at that time," he said when recalling the segregation of street life in those years. "It was so stupid." Ahern, 2001a. However, when he saw that there was little antagonism being exhibited towards him at hip-hop parties, it drew him closer to the movement. In other words, the dance and the music offered him an alternative approach to race relations in the Bronx, one which diverted considerably from his gang past.
Pro-Am, 7th Avenue. Well, the Zulu Nation is one of the first hip-hop organization in existence on the planet. Started back in 1973 with a lot of the legendary groups and DJs, b-boys, and graph artists. Back in the early 70s, I was part of I would call it like a organization as well, but some of the organizations back then didn't have too much knowledge. And what happened was there was a lot of races going on in the early 70s with the drugs and everything. So there was a lot of groups around that time that was divided. And one of the groups that I was involved with was the Savage Skulls. And, I was involved with them for a little bit. And then Bam was the Black Spade. That was way before the Zulu Nation was in existence. And as we go along, a couple of years later, we got involved with with Bam's organization, the Zulu Nation. It kind of really changed like my whole life around, because I would say my mind was in a different direction, because it was happening in the South Bronx, with different groups. You had to be Latino to be down with one group, or you had to be black to be down with the other group. So it kind of, through the Bam's teachings and everything, kind of opened up people's minds. That's why it's very important. A lot of people think that hip-hop only has 4 elements, but in originality, it has 5 because without the 5th element, which is knowledge, there wouldn't be any other element. Without you knowing anything, you wouldn't be part of no other element. I visited a couple